Listen carefully, just hear me out for a minute, because what I'm about to tell you could quietly cost or save you tens of thousands of dollars over the next decade. This isn't about being rich, lucky, or even financially smart. It's about understanding one simple thing that most people completely ignore when they walk into a dealership. Ethan decides to lease a car, while Ryan decides to buy the exact same model. Both of them leave the dealership convinced they made the better financial decision. Ethan is proud of his low monthly payments, and Ryan feels good knowing he's building ownership. But here's the truth, no one tells you. Both of them are guessing. Neither of them actually sat down and calculated what this decision would cost them over 5 years, 10 years, or longer. So let's break it down in a real-world scenario. Same car, same income, same starting point. They're both looking at a $28,000 sedan. Both earn around $55,000 a year. Both walk into the same dealership on the same weekend. Ethan chooses a 36-month lease. He puts $1,500 down and agrees to pay $279 per month. Ryan, on the other hand, decides to finance the car with a 60-month loan. He puts $2,500 down and takes on a $510 monthly payment. At that moment, Ethan feels like he made the smarter move. After all, he's paying almost half as much every month for the same car. It feels like a win, and in the short term, it actually is. During the first year, Ethan's experience is smooth and stress-free. He's driving a brand new car. Everything smells fresh, and he doesn't have to worry about repairs. The car is fully covered under warranty, and his monthly payment is low enough that it doesn't feel like a burden. He still has money left over each month for other things, eating out, subscriptions, maybe even saving a little. Ryan's situation looks very different. Every month, he's paying over $200 more than Ethan. That difference adds up quickly, and psychologically, it feels like he's losing. On top of that, his car is depreciating in value. Within the first year alone, the car loses a significant portion of its original price. If he tried to sell it early, he would likely owe more than it's worth. This is what's known as being underwater, and it's where many buyers start to feel regret. By the end of year 2, the gap between them feels even wider. Ethan is still enjoying low payments and zero maintenance headaches. Ryan is still paying more, and his loan balance is only slowly decreasing. If you looked at their bank statements side by side, it would seem obvious that Ethan made the better choice. This is exactly why leasing feels so attractive. It wins in the early years. It gives you immediate relief, immediate comfort, and immediate gratification. But what most people don't realize is that this early advantage comes with a long-term cost that's easy to overlook. Now let's fast forward to the end of year 3. This is where things start to shift. Over 36 months, Ethan has spent roughly $11,500 on his lease. Ryan, on the other hand, has paid close to $20,000 toward his loan. That's a huge difference, almost $8,500 more. If you stop the story right here, leasing looks like the clear winner, but real life doesn't stop at year 3. This is where the decision truly reveals itself. At month 36, Ethan's lease term ends. He has to return the car, and now he faces a new decision: walk away or lease another vehicle. Statistically, most people in his position choose to lease again. It's familiar, it's easy, and it keeps the monthly payment relatively low. So Ethan signs another lease. Maybe it's a slightly newer model. Maybe the payment is a little higher due to inflation or added features, but the cycle starts all over again. Another down payment, another contract, another 3 years of payments with no ownership at the end. Meanwhile, Ryan is entering the final stretch of his loan. He only has 2 years left. His balance is finally dropping faster, and he's getting closer to owning the car outright. This is the turning point that most people never fully appreciate. Leasing feels like a sprint, while buying is more like a marathon. In the beginning, the sprinter looks faster, but over time, the marathon runner pulls ahead. By the time Ryan reaches month 60, something important happens. He makes his final car payment. For the first time since buying the car, he no longer has a monthly obligation tied to it. He now owns an asset. It may not be worth what he originally paid, but it still has value around $9,000 to $10,000 depending on condition and mileage. More importantly, his monthly car expense drops to zero. That $510 he was paying every month is now freed up. He can save it, invest it, or use it elsewhere. Ethan, on the other hand, is still making payments. He's now deep into his second lease, still paying around $279 or maybe even more. By year 6, Ethan has spent approximately $23,000 on leasing cars and owns nothing. Ryan has spent around $30,000 in total, but he owns a car worth roughly $9,000. When you subtract that value, his effective cost is significantly lower. This is the moment where the financial advantage flips. Ryan, who looked like he was losing for the first few years, is now clearly ahead. But the story doesn't end there. To really understand the impact of this decision, you have to look at the long term. Let's extend the timeline to 10 years. Over that period, Ethan will likely lease 3 or 4 different vehicles. Each time, he makes a down payment and continues monthly payments. By the end of the decade, he could easily spend between $40,000 and $50,000 without owning a single asset. Ryan, meanwhile, continues driving his car even after it's paid off. Yes, he has to deal with maintenance and occasional repairs, especially after the warranty expires. But even with those costs, say $8,000 to $12,000 over several years, his total spending remains in a similar range. The difference is that he still owns something at the end, even if it's only worth a few $1,000s. This gap, often between $10,000 and $20,000, is what most people fail to see when they focus only on monthly payments. And over a lifetime, repeating this decision multiple times, the difference can grow into 6 figures. That's the real cost of choosing convenience over long-term thinking. Now, to be fair, leasing isn't always a bad choice. There are situations where it can actually make sense. For example, if you're self-employed and can write off the lease as a business expense, it can provide tax advantages. If you prefer driving newer vehicles with the latest features and don't want to deal with maintenance issues, leasing offers peace of mind. And in theory, if you take the money you save each month and consistently invest it, you could come out ahead. But that last part is where most people fall short. Instead of investing the difference, they spend it. And when that happens, the financial advantage disappears. Leasing also comes with hidden costs that many people overlook. Mileage limits are one of the biggest. Most leases allow around 10,000 to 12,000 miles per year. If you exceed that, you're charged for every extra mile, and those charges can add up quickly. There's also wear and tear, small dents, scratches, or interior damage that you might ignore on a car you own can turn into unexpected fees when you return a leased vehicle. Then there are disposition fees charges, just for handing the car back at the end of the lease. And if you ever need to break the lease early, the penalties can be significant, sometimes costing thousands of dollars. Buying, of course, has its own downsides. Once the warranty expires, you're responsible for all maintenance and repairs. Unexpected issues can arise, and some repairs can be expensive. But there's an important shift that happens over time. Depreciation slows down. The biggest drop in value happens in the first few years. After that, the car's value stabilizes, and the cost of ownership becomes more predictable. Eventually, you reach a point where you're driving a fully paid off car, and every additional year reduces your overall cost. At the end of the day, the real trap isn't leasing or buying, it's making a major financial decision based only on the monthly payment. Dealerships know this. That's why they focus on what you'll pay each month, instead of what the car will actually cost you over time. A lower monthly payment feels easier, more manageable, and less intimidating, but it often hides the true cost. The new car feeling fades faster than most people expect. Within a few months, it becomes just another car, but the payments, the contracts, and the financial impact that stays with you for years. So before you make your next car decision, pause for a moment and ask yourself one simple question. What is this really going to cost me in the long run? Disclaimer: This example for general educational purposes only. Actual costs may vary based on location, interest rates, credit score, vehicle type, and personal driving habits. Always review your own financial situation before making a decision.